Good evening, viewers. Today I am going to tell you about this cost accounting. And this cost accounting, it is nothing but a branch of financial accounting. Previously, the people that are satisfied with this financial statements, that is preparation of trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. And there they used to find out the gross profit as well as net profit, whatever they got. And they are satisfied with this financial position, that is preparation of balance sheet. That is not the criteria. You see, getting the profit is entirely different. Getting the profit is entirely different. But when we want to increase the profit amount, there comes the main problem. There comes the main problem. The financial accountants, they will concentrate on how to get the profit, but okay, they are they are not aware of the increase in the profit amount. So some people, what they did is, when they want to know the how to increase the profit amount, they shifted from this financial accounting to another type of accounting, that is nothing but cost accounting. What is cost? The total amount spent to produce a commodity is nothing but cost. Okay, take into account different people, they had given different definitions, but the inner thing is, whatever it may be the amount that we spent, whatever it may be the amount that we spent to manufacture a product from rock stage to cream stage, from raw materials to finished goods, that is nothing but cost. And when you come to know about the cost, okay, people, they are very happy because they are having the cost in their hands, and basing upon the cost, they can sell at any price. They can sell at cost price, or they can sell at more than cost price, or higher than that. So there will be a chance for us to increase the profit amount if we come to know about the cost amount. Okay, and in this cost accounting, we'll have different types of costs. Okay, we will have different types of cost, like historical cost, standard cost, marginal cost, process cost. So like that, we are having prime cost, excuse me, like that we are having different types of costs. But whatever it may be, the main object of this cost is nothing but to reduce the cost, we can increase the profit amount. For example, if you take a table and if you spend 150 rupees to manufacture the table from rock stage to cream stage, then if you sell the table at 150 rupees cost to cost, there you won't get any single rupee as profit. And if you sell the same table at 200 rupees, you are getting a profit of 50 rupees. The same table, when you sell at 250 rupees or 300 rupees, you are going to get, okay, 200 rupees profit. So thereby, people, they are very happy that when we are having this cost in our hands, we can sell them at any profit, whether it may be a normal profit or abnormal profit, whatever it may be. So cost accountants, what they did is, they had separated from financial accounting, and they used to give much importance to know about cost per unit. So that is the strategy. When you go for financial accounting, we will come across so many things. That is, we have to prepare journal entries, we have to prepare ledger accounts, then we have to go for trial balance, and from there we have to go for final accounts. And whenever there are any mistakes, we have to rectify that. Thereby, we can be in a position to know the correct profit amount or loss amount. So like that, they used to go for different types of accounts, the financial accountants. But cost accountants, on the other hand, they used to prepare statements. They used to go for statements. They don't want to go for accounts, different types of accounts. Whatever it may be, they have to prepare. We have to prepare the statement. Like that, they have came to a conclusion. And whatever it may be, they are going for statements only. Okay, in that, we'll come across statement of cost or cost sheet. It is just like a statement. There we will take into account the prime cost. Okay, how we will get the prime cost? Okay, how we will get the prime cost? By adding direct materials, direct labor and direct expenses, we will come to know about the prime cost. Direct materials, whatever it may be, the material that is used directly to manufacture a product, it is nothing but direct material. When you go for this, okay, when you go for this, we'll have three elements in cost accounting. They have taken three elements in cost accounting: materials, labor and overheads. Okay, materials, labor and overhead, these are the three elements of cost. Materials, there you will come across direct material, indirect material, direct labor, indirect labor, direct overheads and indirect overheads. Okay, so when they classify like this, first they used to take into account the direct materials, direct labor and direct expenses. Direct materials, whatever it may be, the material to manufacture a product, that is from rock stage to cream stage. When you want to that is nothing but direct material. For example, if you want to manufacture a table or a chair, okay, wood is the main product, wood is the main raw material for manufacturing of this table. If you want to go for a plastic table, plastic is nothing but the direct raw material. So they had given much importance for this direct material. Moreover, you can identify the direct materials, what the product we are going to prepare, and for that what is the main raw material they can able to identify, and they used to take that thing. Similarly, direct labor, who are the persons who are going to convert that table. Okay, they used to take the wood, they used to carve that, they used to prepare the stands, all those things, and they used to keep. That is nothing but direct labor. And direct overheads. Direct overheads means direct expenses that we come across directly. What is the expenditure that we have to bear to bring the raw material to our place? And what is the position where we have to. So for this, they incur some expenditure, and that expenditure they used to consider that as direct expenditure or direct expenses or direct overheads. And indirect material, indirect labor and indirect expenses, these are nothing but the indirect things. And these indirect expenses, indirect labor and indirect materials, we cannot be in a position to identify easily, because some of the items, some of the materials, some of the people, some of the expenses we have to take into account. And all these things we cannot able to identify easily. We cannot say that this thing is, for example, if you want to construct a table, you require nails. This is nothing but a indirect material. We cannot take that as direct material because it is helping. Indirect labor, the persons who will help the main labor, that is direct labor, we'll call them as indirect labor. And indirect expenses, okay, when you want to convert, when you want to purchase that, when you want to construct completely, okay, you require mica to cover that holes, nails holes. So for that you have to go for that. And so many other expenditure also you will come across. So that expenditure, whatever it may be, indirect expenditure, indirect labor and indirect materials, you have to take into account in the factory premises. So they will come under factory cost. Okay, finished goods. We have to go for a finished product, but not the raw material. Okay, finished goods. For that finishing of a table, how much we require for direct materials, indirect materials, direct labor, direct expenses, indirect expenses, all these things we have to take into account. Then only we will come to know about the cost. Then only we will come to know about the cost. And in this cost also, okay, different categories we will come across. Marginal cost. When you are going for marginal cost, you have to take into account fixed cost and variable cost. Theoretically speaking, you will come across fixed cost, variable cost, and semi-variable cost. So what is this semi-variable cost? Semi-variable cost is nothing but a mixture of a combination of fixed portion, fixed expenses, as well as variable expenses. So in practical life, we should not take into account that thing. Whatever it may be, the fixed portion we have to add to the fixed expenses, and whatever it may be, the variable portion we have to add to the variable expenses. Like this, you have to take. Okay, next, standard cost. Okay, standard cost is nothing but to manufacture a product, what is the standard? Taking into account all the precautions. Okay, the movements, everything we have to take, we have to observe, and we have to take into account. And standard cost, it is useful to compare the actual cost and see what are the differences that we come across. Historical cost. Historical cost means old cost. Previously we will come across some expenditure, so that thing they used to take that as historical cost. Next, implicit cost and explicit cost. Implicit cost, everything when you keep from your pocket, it is implicit cost. And explicit cost, when you are having something and when you are spending money to get those commodities, I mean necessary items to manufacture a finished goods, you have to take from other persons, that is explicit cost. Like this, we are having different types of costs, and all these costs, people, they are bifurcated, and they used to go for that. They used to implement that, and they used to find out what are the differences, what are the discrepancies that we come across when we are producing a commodity. And different costs will help in different ways. Mind it. Okay, there is no unique cost. There is no unique cost or one cost. You will come across different costs. So different types of costs, they will help in different circumstances. For example, process costing. When you want to take a finished product from a raw material, for example, sugar from sugar cane, you have to pass through so many processes, and in every process you will come across some expenditure. So that thing they will take into account process costing. And previously financial accountants, they are separate, and cost accountants, they are separate. Financial accounting is separate and cost accounting is separate. And previously people, they used to say that cost accounting is nothing but a branch of financial accounting. Yes, still now it is. And when you take into account the modern manufacturing businesses, modern trend, okay, the industries, they are following financial accounting on one side, simultaneously they are going for this cost accounting on other side. Why they are going like that? Financial accounting to find out the profit amount, and cost accounting in order to find out what is the cost per unit. When they come to know about the cost per unit, automatically they can go for how many units that we have to manufacture, and what is the cost that we come across, and what is the total expenditure that we come across. For that, they used to take into account the cost accounting. And besides these two things, there is one more accounting, that is nothing but management accounting. And management accounting is not having any basis. It will rely mostly on cost accounting, and it will take some portion from financial accounting. So we can say that management cost is nothing but a sub branch of cost accounting. It's a branch of cost accounting and a sub branch of financial accounting. So here what I am going to tell you is this cost and costing. Okay, in singular way it tells us about the technique. In plural way it tells us about the methods that we have to follow. Don't be of the opinion that every product, okay, it requires same type of cost. You'll come across different costs. You'll come across different costs for different commodities. Okay, when you take into account the brick manufacturing, it will follow this cost accounting, and they'll take into account how many bricks that we have, how much cost that we have to incur for manufacturing 1,000 bricks. Similarly, bicycle manufacturing. Okay, how much cost we will come across in order to produce each and everything, because there they have to produce the very different parts and they have to assemble. In the same way, computers. Okay, we'll get. Don't be of that opinion that we'll get the computer completely. We have to purchase different parts and we have to assemble that. For that also you come across, okay, the costing. So like this you will come across cost accounting, and tomorrow I am going to take you into account the various things, elements, for example materials, labor and overheads. Until then, have a nice day. And those people who want to take, okay, online coaching, my cell number is 9849238902. I am going to tell you about the various topics as well as accounts as well as commerce. Okay, income tax, business law, economics, okay, taxation, that is income tax. All these things I am going to tell you, and those people who are interested, you can take. Okay, and my cell number is 9849238902. Those people who are interested, you please ring up to this number and take the opportunity to get the knowledge. Okay, and once again I'm repeating the same thing, don't think otherwise. Please subscribe to my channel if my lecture is good. And I am not following any person. This is my own way, and I have telling what I know. Please do the favor and get yourself the best services. Thank you.